I just saw this movie called Interceptor. Boy. So you got this corporal by the name of Julia, they just call her JJ. She goes out to a spot in the middle of the ocean. It's like a SBX commandment center or something like that. She meets up with an old captain and you realize like, oh, she's been here before. She gets an old room, gets settled in, and before she can even do that, the general calls her to the command center. Apparently they got a problem. Now, a bunch of quote-unquote insurgents attacked this spot called Fort Greely. Basically, the Russians deaded a bunch of United States soldiers. For what reason, pray tell? Basically, it's still a bunch of nukes. So in the command center, we got JJ, the general, this dude named Shy, who's like a computer specialist, and this guy named Beaver. He comes off like an asshole. Next thing you know, the spot's being attacked out of nowhere, and it's led by this guy by the name of Alex. Niggas getting deaded as beef all over the ship, traitors and whatnot. Now, JJ locked up 2 of these doors just in time so they wouldn't get into the command center. So the deal with Alex is this. He's actually working with the Russians. He's supposed to be getting like $30 million or something like that out the deal. But you're thinking to yourself, why the hell is he working with the Russians? So apparently the Russians are going to launch 16 nukes all across America, which if they hit their target cities will wipe out 300 million people. So the command center that JJ all of them are basically interceptors. That's the only place where they can intercept the nukes that the Russians are trying to launch. So that's why they need the command center. So throughout all this, the general got duffed, and it's basically JJ, Beaver, and Shy all in the command center right now. Alex and a couple of members of his crew wiped out everybody else on the fucking thing. And they couldn't open the door, so apparently they got blowtorches somewhere. Now the deal is it's probably going to take them 30 to 45 minutes to open these damn doors by blowtorch. Meanwhile, JJ's talking to the president on intercom. And they're saying the fleet is going to come out to them, but it's going to take them like 90 minutes. Basically, time is not on their side. I remember I said it was 2 doors they had to get through. Well, after the 30 minutes, they break down the first door. When they approach the second door, we find out that Beaver is actually with Alex all along. He shoots both JJ and Shy in the leg, opens up the other door, all the niggas is in. So you're like, damn, are they about to be fucked? They get into this backstory about JJ. So apparently she was trying to move up in the ranks at one point, but this high-ranking officer wanted her to do some favors. Basically, this dude was trying to smash her so she could move up in the ranks. Crazy thing was, she already knew about it. She had a wire inside of her joint the whole time. After the word came back and got that dude justifiably dismissed, armies, militaries, and everything like that was still getting on her about it. Like she was the bad guy. It's like, are you serious? They were calling her a fucking traitor and whatnot. They got to the point where it was so bad, she was about to commit suicide by laying in her own tub and drowning. But her father came to rescue her at the last minute. Gave her pep talks and whatnot, like, yeah, you can't stop fighting, you gotta keep living. Back to present time, Alex is about to launch one of these nukes. Somehow JJ slides her way out of these handcuffs, gets free. Slides Beaver and Alex and somehow gets them on the other side of the door, closes the door. But this other chick that was with them named Marin was still inside the command center, so it was one-on-one JJ and Marin. Fucking got a done deal dead as shit. I forgot to mention there was some ninjutsu man that was able to come through the bottom part, and I was like, how the fuck did he get through? So I left this big ass hole down there. But you would have had to climb some type of ridiculous way to even get through this point. Bottom line, they tossed ass down there and under the sea. JJ was able to hit the launch button in time and intercept a missile, which was a practice missile and it was about to hit Los Angeles. So now Alex and Beaver are on the other side of the door, and I'm thinking to myself, they couldn't get back in through the other door, but I'm thinking like, well, where were the fucking blowtorches that they had before to lock down the other door? Did they throw them into the command center? I'm like, what the fuck? So anyway, so the thing is, in her prior stuff, JJ wasn't actually supposed to come back to this area, but Alex is doing his due diligence. He found out 3 days before she was actually supposed to come back that he knew it was good. Cause he knows she's some type of top priority soldier. And because of that, for him to try to get her to open the door, he had some people chilling in Scottsdale. Now, who's in Scottsdale? JJ's father. So basically, they're about to threaten to kill him if she don't open the door. But she can't open the door to save her dad. Otherwise, he's just going to end up killing 300 million people anyway. And the phone goes black and you're like, oh shit, did they just kill her dad? This is the first time in the movie we see her completely lose hope for a minute. So then we see Alex go to another part of the deck and we find out he gets to this computer somehow. And because he's not in the command center, he can't control the missiles or anything like that. But he can control the ship from the computer. So what he does, he says, fuck it, I'll sink the whole goddamn ship. He puts in a code and they got like 30 minutes before the entire thing sinks down. Basically saying he might not survive, but if he sinks the ship, they can still launch the nukes anyway and there's nothing you can do to stop it. So basically, Shy's gonna go through the little portal thing. He's gonna go down to the lower deck so he could try to manually disconnect the valves. He wants to do it because JJ's been all beat up, so he's like, look, I gotta go down and do this shit. Bravery time for Shy. So then Shy gets down there and temporarily puts a stop to the valves, but unfortunately, Beaver got down there too. He done deal Shy, dead as shit. So now JJ's got one more trick up her sleeve. She's going to try to leave the command center, let them come in, force them to launch all the nukes at the same time because they're running out of time. And she's going to find a way to get back down there and disable all the nukes by firing all the interceptor nukes. Missiles, I mean. This plan sounds absolutely ridiculous, but we can't figure out any other way to come up with something else, so there you go. But the way she did this, she was taping up the door so they couldn't see her doing anything. She cut the intercom off and then she was telling this to the Madam President. So Beaver finds his way in through this trap door, opens up the door, lets Alex in, command center. But they can't find JJ and they think she's on top of the roof. Beaver goes up there looking for her, can't find shit. They launch all the damn nukes. It's going to take about 20 minutes or whatever like that. If she can't intercept them in 20 minutes, there's no way to intercept them, and then they're going to blow up shit. She ends up being in one of the suits, get the drop on Alex. The problem is she can't press the launch button because before that, Alex put acid all over the launch controls. So we're thinking, how's she going to intercept these nukes? I guess when she chased Alex away, she found this computer. The thing is, she's going to set the computer up on top of the rooftop. Right before she's about to send the missiles, all of a sudden, Beaver gets the drop on her. One-on-one beef. She done deals Beaver. But when she did it, they were falling. Beaver gets his head cut off with barbed wire, but she ends up falling in the water. So it gets to a point where she's got to get out the water. She's got 4 minutes, mind you, to climb back up to the spot with one arm because her other arm is done deal. Climbs all the way back into the command center. Then she's got to climb back up to the roof. It sounds simple, but trust me, it's ridiculous. She does all this shit in 4 fucking minutes. She hits the button, launches all the missiles, and stops the nukes and saves the world, or America. Then it's finally one-on-one beef. JJ and Alex, it's time for the massacre. He's giving her the business, and all of a sudden this Russian sub comes out of nowhere. But instead of shooting JJ, they shoot Alex. He done deal dead as shit. He messed up the mission. Russian dude tilts his hat and goes about his business. And I'm like, you just gonna leave her there? The fucking ship is going down. But then finally the military people the president told about got her out of there at safety. Next thing we see her in a hospital bed. And man, the president herself makes her acquaintance. And basically offered her a job. So now she's working with the president. So there you go. Justice served. Then she also had another surprise. All of a sudden her dad pops. I'm like, how the fuck is he still alive? Well, apparently dad has always kept in contact with his old military buddies. And when all the stuff was going down, they had rushed in the door to stop all the dudes that was trying to kill him. And they saved the day. So basically they intercepted the call and intercepted the guys that was about to give him the whiffling. I'm still tripping on the goddamn blowtorches. I'm like, dude, like, you used them on the other doors. Like, where would they go? Did you just, like, drop the blowtorches in the command center? Because I ain't see him after that. I'm like, you could have just blowtorched the other fucking door. I mean, yeah, Beaver was the backup plan, but still. All in all, it was a pretty good movie. An hour, 38 minutes long. Check it out. Interceptor on Netflix. Yeah.